What's up, beautiful beings? This is Improve Humanity Games, and I am here playing Insanity Flyff. And hopefully with this video I can show you guys a very quick and efficient method to farm red chips on this game. So what we're going to want to focus on is getting as much speed and decreased casting time on you as possible, and with that you should probably get some sort of visual set, and that doesn't really have any set effects like this, but it's just a plain old visual set. And also getting on some rings, earrings, and necklaces for as much stat awakens of speed as possible. And also you can start piling on some decreased casting time as well. As you can see, that is 17 right there added up. But anyways, get as much speed on you as possible. This method does not take that much damage, and you can also do this with any class, but I highly recommend doing it with an Arcanist / Element, or whatever you want to call it. And using the Blizzard skill, this is huge, and I'll talk about that in a second. But something else you want to focus on is getting as much drop rate on you as possible. And what you can do is get a buff from a Seraph, and that is the gift box buff. It is a lucky box +1. That just means you'll end up getting a higher chance drop rate for each red chip, or each kill rather, and potentially getting one red chip more. That's pretty much a rule. +1 lucky box is about +1 red chip. You can also wear the Cloak of Honor, which you can get by donating on the website or voting. Both methods are fine. Donating takes personal money, voting just takes time. Personally, I got this from voting. The link to the official Insanity Flyff website will be in the description, so you can go ahead and check that out. So, you can also put on a Scroll of Acquisition. This is the low version. I believe there's only the low version on this version of Insanity Flyff. But this also helps the drop rate, and to be on top of that, you can be in a party, specifically be the party leader, and use gift box and fortune drop. Now both of these skills increase your odds for dropping rare items, and red chips is a rare item. So if you're lucky enough to be a party leader and have the ability to use these two skills, feel free, as you'll probably get 1 to 2 more red chips per kill. And you will see how much I get in a second, which really isn't as much as you could be with that party skill. But anyways, the farming area that I do this is in the Killian Grassland. Now you can teleport right here, and I'll do that in a second, but you can also get a Blinkwing from the trade of this buff pang. The alien town is where you're going to want to go, but you'll end up in the same place. So I guess might as well use the teleportation feature and teleport to the area. So this is where you're going to be teleported or Blinkwinged. As you can tell, this buff pet has a bunch of speed on it as well. You can also use a stat pet and buff it with speed. But you're going to spawn right here when you get into the alien town or Killian Grassland, whatever you want to call this area. Walk across this main bridge and walk straight out, nearly straight out, just slightly to the side, and go to this little hill right over here. This is one of the very first areas that I ever farmed red chips, and it's a pretty good area. It's just that you can get more mobs in different areas. So what you're going to want to do is utilize the Blizzard skill. This has a very large area of effect, and that is the reason I use it. And you're going to want to kill these guys in 2 hits, and you're also going to want to use your speed and decrease casting time to gather as much as possible. So try not to kill them in 1 hit. If you are killing them in 1 hit, that's too much damage, and you're probably going to want to take off a buff or something like that. But as you can tell, it's a pretty decent area of effect. Now I'm going to come over and get some of these guys just because of that speed. It allows me to do that without having them run away from you. So once you get these all around you, you can get some of these few strangler guys, but stragglers, strangler. Yes, but get them around you. And once they start getting this damage indicator going up like crazy, that means that they're tagging you. Sometimes they'll start glitching like some of these guys, but once they get around you, take them out. And the reason you want them to be around you rather than just murking every one of them left and right, killing them in 1 hit, is it allows your buff pet, or any pickup pet, allows your pickup pet to be picking these up in a very short time. I'm going to do another mob right here just to show you a little bit. Yeah, and accidentally killed some of those, which is not what you want to do. And again, you're going to want to wait for this pickup pet to pick up all of this, but since there was just a huge group right next to me, I decided to get another mob. And that's what you want to do. You want to try to find the most efficient way to getting these red chips. And as you can see, I started at about 230. In one mob I got about 200, I believe. But I'm going to go ahead and destroy these really quick. See how much you can really get. So you can tell they're going up by about 2 or 4, and that means pretty much about 2 or 4 every kill. 2, 3, 4, 5, you know, depending on how much gift box you're wearing. If I had the party skills activated, I would be getting even more, probably 1 to 2 more red chips per kill. So I'm going to go ahead and walk over to this other area that I find extremely effective. And as you can tell right here, there's already a lot more mobs, but we can go ahead and go right here. And it allows you to pick up all of these mobs around here with the speed that you have. Use this scroll of velocity, it also gives you more speed. Just going to make sure everything's on me again real quick. But try to get as many on you as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and gather one more time to show you guys this area. Probably my favorite area now. I didn't used to use this area, but I found that it is just ridiculous. Oops, somebody's using that, my bad. So you can tell those were running and it had damage. They had damage on them, so yeah, try to be respectful to other players. This server is pretty good about that. I mean, I know some servers are just filled with a bunch of punks, but nonetheless, does not stop you from farming beastly quick. So once you get them gathered around you, there's going to be some glitching. As you can tell, these ones way down here are actually activated on me. You know, those are starting to hit me, but all of these wacko ones running around are actually targeting me. And once the damage indicator again starts piling up like it is right now, boom, they all come back together, and that's what happens. So this, I find, is the quickest method to farming red chips, this area in particular, but you can farm anywhere that spawns red chips, but again, this is where I find the largest spawn to be. And again, try to put as much gift box on you as possible, lucky box, whatever you want to call it, and speed and decrease casting time. Again, I'm going to keep mentioning this in conclusion. Damage does not really matter, and you can do this with any class, but I highly recommend the Arcanist class. If you haven't had a chance to create a level 300 Arcanist class by leveling it up, I recommend you do so. It's pretty easy to get up to that level as the skills are completely OP, but nonetheless it is very fun, and you can farm a good amount of red chips, and I've heard that you can get up to about 10 to 15 to 20,000 red chips per hour, which is pretty insane with everything maximized. I've heard those rates. If you want a little bit of a money value, about 10,000, it comes in a box. You can convert 10,000 of these into a box. That equals about 100 to 120 Perrin, depending on how long you want to sit in a shop area and try to sell your stuff. And to give you a little idea, if you don't play this game, that is quite a bit of money. So if you would like, drop a like, a rating, any type of rating on this video would be much appreciated. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.